watching AYV Television.
Hello and welcome to Primetime News on AYV Television, Channel 33 and Radio FM 101.6. I am Tholoma Sumah. Here are the headlines for tonight.
Chief Executive Officer Ambassador Anthony Navo talks on plans to expand on the reach of Africa Young Voices media empire.
We are working to see how best we could partner with the Sky Channel in London and work on the film aspect in Sierra Leone.
Long Life Center for Wellness and Prevention formally commissions their clinical center.
It's actually to include mental health in what we call in the provision of primary health care.
And Freetown City Council expresses dissatisfaction on certain areas that have demonstrated neglect on the cleaning exercise.
At its end, we see a lot of challenges. Some Monday they will reach at the host even after 8 o'clock, they'll not be done wicked. Like for instance, City Road.
Now for the full news with Tholoma Sumah.
Owner of the African Young Voices media empire, Ambassador Anthony Navo Jr., has disclosed plans for the expansion of the AYV media empire to other parts of Africa and beyond. Anthony Navo Jr. said his dream is to make AYV a recognized media institution across Africa. Ambassador Navo made this disclosure during a general staff meeting held at the AYV headquarters in Freetown. Here is the report.
Africa Young Voices Media Empire is the biggest media institution in Sierra Leone with about 80% of national coverage. The AYV currently has 2 television channels, a radio station, a newspaper, and a printing press. AYV has branches in the north, south, and east of the country. It also has a branch in London. With all these headwinds, President and CEO of AYV, Ambassador Anthony Navo Jr., has disclosed plans for the expansion of the institution. Currently, there is massive construction projects going on at its headquarters in Freetown. Ambassador Anthony Navo Jr. speaks on the need for this building.
That is going to be a film school, a modern studio. Is going to be a 4-story building. And it's a modern studio. We are not going to do a studio because we are a music studio because we don't want to get Kabaka out of business. So that's what we will avoid. But we're going to do a proper modern structure. I have had partners internationally. Some of you know the name of the partner. We haven't concluded yet, but we are working to see how best we could partner with the Sky Channel in London and work on the film aspect in Sierra Leone. That is also almost coming to fusion. We're going to continue to improve on the welfare. Next year we're going to look at medical insurance for our staff to see how best. Because no matter what, you've done well. And if you've done well, we also have to reciprocate. And we cannot reciprocate with just one person or bring a package for everyone. Just like this year, we were able to achieve the free food. Now the free food has been the policy at AYV. If we do stop that now, we're going to. So,
Ambassador Anthony Navo Jr. revealed that AYV is also working on the establishment of a new channel for sports and education. Ambassador Navo said this is part of his efforts to give young people a voice. He therefore called on all his staff to work with him as usual.
We did it together. We've made it. 2018, 80%, that's an A+. In our university, we come out, first class results will come out with. It's a first class result. However, that 20% is why we're here today. Because we want to achieve that 20% 2019. We don't want to come back next year with an 80%. We want to get back here to say thank you to all of us with a 95%, 98% at least. So that is why we've just witnessed all of the presentations and lapses. Imagine with all of these, in the midst of all of these lapses, we're able to come out with an 80% grade. Can you imagine if we're able to resolve some of the lapses, what this place will become?
The staff of AYV is currently over 90% of young people. The expansion of AYV will certainly create jobs for more youth. Tholoma Sumah, AYV News, Freetown. AYV
Long Life Center for Wellness and Prevention has formally commissioned their clinical center in Lungi Local Road, Northwestern Region, and an administrative block in Poti, east end of Freetown. The center, according to the Chief Executive Officer, Musa Sila, aims to provide adequate mental health services that can be included in the provision of primary health care for vulnerable people in Sierra Leone. Samuel Koma has the details.
What our goal is actually to include mental health in what we call in the provision of primary health care. What does that mean? We want our healthcare professionals here to be versed in a way that when someone presents with any kind of medical issue, they should be screened for mental health issue, because that could be part of the problem. So we want that to be addressed at the inception of any primary care, and hopefully that person will be referred to the necessary resource for further treatment.
He is Musa Sila, Chief Executive Officer for Long Life Center for Wellness and Prevention, speaking on the vision for having a center to provide counseling for people who are depressed, stressed, and also demonstrating traits of mental illness. Mental health service delivery remains challenging in Sierra Leone, and critical gaps in staffing means thousands are unable to access the service they need. Steps are now being taken to increase psychosocial support available within communities and health facilities. Alice Bozu is the desk officer on non-governmental organization issues at the Ministry of Health and Sanitation.
We gladly, because mental health, I would say not to pass no more pass when they pass now streets in the atta. We all travel at the country one way or the other. Your office you go daily stress up, but who job or the outside parents are single, everybody, even the beginners have the academic self is stressed there. So this intervention when they take, we appreciate it so much.
With a population of 7 million people, Sierra Leone only has 2 psychiatrists, 2 clinical psychologists, and 19 mental health nurses. Just 4 nurses have specialized in child and adolescent mental health. The intervention, Aniru Kekura Brahma said, is timely.
The issue about mental health, or someone who is sick or we know well, like AIDS, now something like stigma. When there's some people in the shame, but when they even care, when they even mention the near, we hospital, when they see mental hospital, or it's a diagnostic hospital. So if they tell them body, they will say, we're not going to go to this man. So because they believe say person who is inside and away from us, they don't take it serious again. Anything talks in last small step, they say, no matter. Now I promote. So what we make good glad for this initiative here is that you don't need for necessarily go to another hospital. You need for Canada, and not right mental, you can serve you. People that want an expert, they will talk to you. Then if they fix a need other people they expertise, they go continue for talk with them.
Stigma on mental health issues stands at the center of the fight to minimize mental illness in Sierra Leone. Samuel Kuruma, AYV News, Freetown.
The Information and Communications Officer for the Freetown City Council, Koma Hassan Kamara, has expressed dissatisfaction on certain areas that have demonstrated neglect on the cleaning exercise. She made this statement during their tour of Freetown Municipality to ensure the exercise is done amicably. Sheikh Mohammed Sinla has more.
This is the 7th cleaning exercise since the president declares every first Saturday in the month as cleaning. And with that, cleaning exercise have helped the country from its previous disaster. The Information, Education, Communication Officer Koma Hassan Kamara at the Freetown City Council said most residents have refused to partake in the cleaning exercise, and very soon the council will start an operation to check every house before the cleaning day.
Several cleaning. We don't do about more than 6 cleaning, or the 7th one if I can be right. And with the 60 challenges, they're still great. But this challenge really get to do with individual attitude. It get to do with attitude of Sierra Leoneans, especially the one where they live in Freetown. If you don't see now, so as they do the monitoring, we go to East End, we see a lot of challenges. Some man then they will reach at the host even after 8 o'clock, they'll not be done wicked. Like for instance, City Road, you see number 22, 23. Pastor will announce to the business for let them work and join others to clean. And also we see a lot of dirty them pack. It's like the same thing. We wonder if people, if this cleaning here be done, they happen. If not be they happen, waiting for not be the face of people in Australia or Britain in particular. Everywhere the rains don't down, with the city the dusty them pile. Also the people are they pile them dusty there and we don't really know side that they put the dusty there. So now we point as Britain to council for really set or we strategize and we suggest to the management for let would they do or even with the councillors then for let would they able for let would we strategize, otherwise this cleaning at the stand say get for continue with that kind of challenges there. Yeah.
Several councillors at different wards expressed dissatisfaction over vehicles during the exercise, and they are calling on the central government to finance council with more money to add up to the existing vehicles in the cleaning.
Waste time for camp. At times we look and get up at the so we favor normally we favor motor car.
Yes, now with the vehicles. Them vehicles they assign 2 vehicles to we waiting at that particular Friday night. But from today when they don't come for deposit spend out here, they don't show up again. I don't really know. I don't know if really they can the deposit, they know they go back now the field for do the work. And as I talk to you, and I don't see the whole kind of the work.
In all too successful because of the challenges in the but with the try people then tools. Because some people that when they give them tools, then they go with the tools thing. Then if people are make great support.
Sila Sheko Mohammed, AYV News, Freetown.
Society for Democratic Initiatives, in collaboration with other civil society organizations, have organized a one-day consultative meeting with the heads of NGOs on the threat to civic space and the new draft NGO policy. According to them, this NGO policy contains some unpleasant provisions that will impose severe restrictions on the right to freedom of association and freedom of expression and safe space. Bokari Matia has more.
The NGO policy in itself has some positive aspects, like ensuring maximum benefit for the Sierra Leonean populace and national capacity building, amongst others. But however, civil societies say this policy will be detrimental to the operations of their organizations in many ways, which includes compelling civil societies and NGOs to associate with umbrella bodies.
It is my hope that as civil society we should be able to protect our own space. The NGO policy as it is, it's a pretty bad policy. Just yesterday I received an email from one of our colleagues which Slango sent out. There is a hold requirement now being set up for aid effectiveness in Sierra Leone by the Ministry of Finance, and this is going to tie into the NGO policy. Now, there will be no democracy without civil society. There will be no civil society without freedom of expression. Our business is to criticize government, even when we realize that sometimes the criticisms that we put across government are extreme. Our government should buckle them up. That's why we pay taxes. That's why we are citizens. That's why we appoint them or we elect them into offices. As civil society, many a times I realize we find it difficult in protecting our own space. We don't want to stand up for our own right.
It could be recalled that the 15th of May this year, the Human Rights Defenders Network put out a press statement pointing out some obnoxious provisions that will impose severe restrictions on the rights to freedom of association and freedom of expression. And according to them, this contravenes Article 22 of the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights and Article 26 of the 1991 Constitution. Bokari Matia, AYV News, Freetown.
Club foot is a deformity in which an infant's foot is turned inward, often so severely that the bottom of the foot faces sideways or even upward. According to research, approximately 1 infant in every 1,000 live births will have club foot, making it one of the more common congenital foot deformities. How the condition is treated in Sierra Leone, Ronald J. Morovia finds out.
Clubfoot describes a range of foot abnormalities, usually present at birth. where a child's foot is twisted out of shape or position. This condition is actually treatable at its initial stage. But how equipped are our health facilities to treat such conditions? Eunice Atawali is the coordinator of the Clubfoot Clinic at the Oladun Children's Hospital.
Clubfoot is a congenital condition wherein the child is born with the condition. Without any other means. It doesn't mean that it's the fault of the mother, neither the father. It's just a natural condition. It might be hereditary from the great-grandparents, but from the beginning hence we started, we haven't even discovered that it has been in any condition that it's hereditary. Yeah, we have been trying with our own level best with the support of the people that actually assist us in doing this. We encourage the parents to come with their children in the hospital immediately they get the condition. We too encourage the mother so that when the child is young, it's the best time for the child to get that treatment.
Some parents whose children had such condition share their experience.
Who are born and now since then on, been very good. So anyway, tell God thank you. They work out fine. First, the time is kindly. When the camera don't use it, the camera will be different. Anyway, this woman guided talk to the secretariat in the Gangula, saying a very
Let's now take our court update compiled by Mohammed Kai and read in the studios by Albert George Sharif. Okay, we apologize, we don't have court updates today. This is Primetime News on AYV Channel 33 and on Radio 101.6 FM. Stay tuned, we will be right back after this break.
No, Boy, the ball was out. Boy, the ball was out. The ball was out, boy.
Not now. I promised to top up EDSA today.
Stop complaining and use your AfriCell line to buy us EDSA.
My AfriCell line? AfriCell?
Oh, yes! With your AfriCell line. To buy EDSA, simply dial *161# to access your AfriCell money account and choose bill payment. Then select EDSA recharge. Enter your meter number, enter the amount you want to pay, and then enter your AfriCell money PIN to confirm your transaction.
But how can I refill my AfriCell money account?
You can top up your AfriCell money account with no extra charges from any AfriCell outlet near you, or simply at any shop or bank where you see a sign that says AfriCell money available here. Buy EDSA now straight from your AfriCell money account at the cheapest cost ever. A price nobody dares to match.
AfriCell, now we network.
Welcome back. You're watching and listening to Primetime News on AYV Television, Channel 33 and Radio 101.6 FM. Let's now continue with the rest of other stories. The Director of Community Affairs at the Sierra Leone Police, Assistant Inspector General of Police Edward Kalia Cisse, has disclosed that police has banned all street carnivals across the country during the festive seasons. According to him, the ban is one of the plans of the police in readiness to ensure that the festive season is observed in peace, safety and security. He made this disclosure while updating journalists on the activities of the police at their headquarters in Freetown. Memuna Tubangwa reports.
Over the years, street carnivals have been part of the celebrations during festivity, and it has in some cases served as breeding ground for violence. The head of police media, Superintendent Guama Kamara, read out provisions that the public should comply with during this year's festivity.
It is unlawful for any person or group of persons to sound or play loud music or noisy instruments or shout, sing, or make any other loud noise after 10 p.m. It is unlawful for any person or group of persons to engage in any street procession or street carnival without the written permission of the Inspector General of Police. It is unlawful for any person to fire any gun or throw any firework, rocket or missile to the injury or annoyance of others.
Assistant Inspector General of Police Edward Kalia Sise further said that street carnivals are banned and the police will no longer offer permits for any street carnival.
Street carnivals are banned and they will not give any permit to allow people to do street carnivals. And this is not only for Freetown, it is for the entire campus. Street carnivals will not be tolerated. And our reports and LUCs have been instructed to enforce compliance. Street carnivals has been banned and we will not permit same. So please, and if you want, you can apply, but we will not be in a position to grant.
The police has stated that violations of these provisions will be investigated and prosecuted, and that the entire police force is under strict instruction to enforce compliance. Memona Tubangura, AYV News in Freetown.
Creative arts is something which might not be widely fascinating to many people in Sierra Leone. A group called the Leo Creative Arts Center is working hard to revamp this dying culture by designing a range of items with simple materials like sand, wood, and disposable bottles. Desmond Silla visited them and filed in this report.
Mohamed Fodekoma is the head of Leo Creative Arts Center. He said learning creative art can help in government's effort to create jobs for many young people. He explains more. Soisi says he's an artist who uses bottle and sand to create visual art. He said that government should provide them with the necessary help so that they will be able to impact knowledge on children. The Leo Creative Arts Center is faced with many constraints. Judge Obuba speaks on some of these constraints. Creative art forms are visual in nature. These art forms do not only beautify things, but also help to create employment for a lot of youth. Desmond Silla, AYV News, Freetown.
In a bid to capacitate young people in the country, Young People Within the Freetown Municipality has established the Young Transformation Arena Organization, UTAO, a community-based organization geared towards creating a platform for the transformation, rehabilitation, and security of young people in the country. The aim of the organization is to enrich young people with knowledge on leadership and governance through civic education. Ronald Morovia has more on the story.
Giving a background to the establishment of UTAO, the executive director noted that UTAO began as a movie production, which later transformed to an organization with the aim of creating a platform for youth development.
UTAO Then TAP was started with a vision, and the vision is to transform the lives of young people. That's why we gave the name Transformation Arena. What we wanted to do was we used the movie as a caption to attract the mind of young people, because movie at that time was the hot cake. All right. So what we do in Tao, we bring what? Free world to every young people in Sierra Leone. So that is what we do.
During the official launching of Yatao, a representative of the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Malcolm Pakna, commended the initiative of these young people and pledged government commitment to creating a platform for young people to realize their potential.
For far too long, our adversaries have seen young people as elements of destruction and tools to perpetuate mayhem in society. As a ministry, we want to rewrite those wrongs and consider them a thing of the past. The launch of Youth Transformation Arena organization is symbolic. It should serve as a wake-up call to engage meaningful things, to find the needed answers to the problems of our country. Be assured of our ministry's constant and uninterrupted support and guidance.
The vision of this organization.
Let's now take our sports updates.
We are here presently at Teka Road Barracks, where the brigade headquarters is located. Presently, the Alps have inter-volleyball competition here in McKinney. Let's have a look of how it unfolds here in McKinney. He also spoke with the brigade commander. Let's listen to him what he said with regards to his impression about competition of such nature.
In the military, we normally have what we call games and sports, and it is aimed at actually enhancing the physical fitness of our personnel. We have been doing it over and again, but this particular one is a special tournament, which is an inter-brigade competition for our volleyball competition that is due in Freetown in February. So it did not come to me as a surprise. I know they can do it. So finally, what will be your message to them here? Well, my message is I want all the other teams to also be very competitive, because it's not about only 4 infantry brigade. It's about the holistic approach. So I want all my guys to come on board so that together we can put up a very good team. Because mind you, the overall essence of these games is for us to form a formidable team that will represent the Northern Command. Because there is a forthcoming competition in Freetown, which is going to comprise of all the other brigades. We talk about the South, we talk about the East, we talk about the North. We in the Northern Command, we want to excel and make sure we win all the trophies. Thank you, my brother.
We also spoke with the man of the match.
Well, I'm happy because I prepared for this game and I'm able to give my best so that other people will be happy and the brigade will succeed at the end of the day. So I'm this message down to the other brigades that they should be prepared. They should be prepared for us because we are coming. We are coming in full force so that we'll be able to take the trophy for Freetown.
For AYV Primetime News, I am Idrissa Jerry reporting for McKinney.
Thanks to Idrissa and the McKinney team for sending us that sport updates. And this is time for Weather Focused, brought to you courtesy of AYV'S.
Hello, this is Elodie Nicole, and today, as every day, I'll be covering your daily weather powered by AYV'S. Now let's take a look at the salon weather for tonight. Start in Freetown, where it will be mostly cloudy with rain at 24 degrees. Over at Kayimbu, we have a cloudy night with rain at 22 degrees. Moving to the northern city of Makeni, we have rain at 22 degrees. Now in Konadougou, we'll see a cloudy sky with some rain at 19 degrees. And over in Koidou, also expect a cloudy sky and showers at 19 degrees. Through the night, Kenema will have a cloudy sky with rain at 22 degrees. As we move over to Bo, we'll see a cloudy sky with shower this evening at 22 degrees. Down south in Mokaba, there'll be some clouds with showers at 24 degrees. Now let's take a flight over Sierra Leone for tomorrow's weather. Expect a mostly cloudy day with rain in Toke at 27 degrees. Over in Sumbuya, it will have a mostly clouded day with rain at 26 degrees. Kalangba will also see afternoon showers at 27 degrees. And in the town of Kukuna, we have downpours at 28 degrees. Over at Yara, we also have an overcast of clouds and rain at 26 degrees. Koidu will have a couple of thunderstorms at 23 degrees. Fox at Kenema will have a downpours during the day at 26 degrees. A mostly cloudy day with heavy rain expected in Bo at 25 degrees. It will be a cloudy day in Mokaba with rain and thunder at 27 degrees. And finally, Freetown will have heavy clouds and rain in the day at 27 degrees. Checking out the wind for tomorrow. Wind will be moving southwest at 11 km per hour. Humidity is at 83%. Sea state is high and the sea temperature is at 19 degrees. Let's take a look at our 4-day forecast. Sunday will also face a mostly cloudy day with showers throughout the day at a high of 27 degrees and a low of 24 degrees. Monday, we have a morning shower and will be cloudy throughout the day at a high of 28 degrees and a low of 24 degrees. Tuesday, we'll experience a cloudy day with rain and thunder in some early at a high of 29 degrees and a low of 24 degrees. Wednesday, we have a couple of thunderstorms with a passing shower at a high of 28 degrees and a low of 24 degrees. Thank you for watching our daily weather powered by AfriCell. Meet us tomorrow same time on channel 33 AYV TV. I'm Elodie Nicole and I'm signing off.
Thanks to Elodie Nicole for bringing us that weather updates. And this is where we end Primetime News tonight. We would love to hear from you via email to info@ayvnews.com. We will be right again tomorrow with the top stories from across the country, the continent, and the world. I am Tholoma Sumah. Good night.
You're watching AYV Television.